Approximately 400,000 people in the US suffer from cardiac arrest. These are usually out-of-hospital events, and typically only 10% of people survive. An out-of-hospital cardiac arrest is when you're not in a hospital with a nurse or with a doctor, but you are in an unexpected time and place. Have you ever thought about learning a new skill? Have you ever encountered someone in cardiac arrest? Or have you ever just simply wondered, what can I do? Who can I call? How can I help? What would I even do in this type of situation? The most important thing to do would be call 911. But if you could render aid immediately, would you choose to? Taking the time to learn this skill, CPR, could come in handy to someone we know or even someone we don't know, which would be taking the time and the opportunity to be a good Samaritan to help someone we don't know. That is a bystander. Bystanders are very important. You have to be willing to perform CPR successfully on someone, and doing so can increase the chances of survival in a person suffering cardiac arrest. You or someone you know can prolong a life while waiting on ambulatory assistance to arrive. Why is this important? Well, keeping the blood flow going is very important for the body in regards to oxygen. You can double or triple the chances of someone's survival. According to Laughlin Air Force, CPR is essential for everyone to learn. It provides life-saving techniques to keep oxygenated blood moving throughout the body in the event of cardiac arrest, said Landwehr. Given the danger levels of some of our jobs, it is uncertain when providing CPR may become necessary. So that is what someone in the Air Force has spoken. They don't know when or where they might have to perform CPR on someone. I had a life-changing experience in 2021, and I wanted to better myself and my chances of being helpful in real life or in the medical field. And I realized in that event I couldn't have performed CPR on the person because that situation was different, but it changed my life to know that being in an emergency can happen anytime, any place, and anywhere. So in 2024, I learned here in Casper how to do CPR. You can learn CPR anywhere in the world, and you can even be a child and learn CPR. You can learn at Wyoming CPR and First Aid, American Red Cross, or Casper Public Health and Safety. Even Natrona County Health Department, even the college has a place you can learn BLS and life support. It's a good skill to put on your resume, and it's a good skill to have on you at all times because you never know when you might need to save someone's life. Just think, you could be at a restaurant with a group of friends, and you could look over and see a man having a very stressful conversation. Maybe his heart just stops, right? It could be that electrical issue. He hits the floor, he's super stressed, and he's kind of just unconscious now. You learned about 6 months ago how to do CPR. You tell your friends, go call 911. You tell the restaurant owner, go call 911. Next thing you know, you're on your knees, you're checking his pulse, you're doing 5 rescue breaths, you're performing CPR, and he's been revived. You pick him up, the ambulance show up, they say, thank you so much, you saved this man's life, the man thanks you, they put him in the back of the ambulance, and a paramedic just hands you a business card and talks to you about CPR and being a paramedic. Next thing you know, you changed your life, and now you're a paramedic. The man you saved decides, hey, this job has been too stressful for me. He goes to the doctor, he gets his heart checked out. Next thing you know, he's on his way to become a paramedic, and he opens a CPR business to teach others the life-saving skill because the both of you learned how important it is to change a life by saving one. Being a bystander may be intimidating, but when you learn this skill, it takes the pressure off of you. You might think they're just some stranger, but they could be someone's mom, brother, doctor, friend, lawyer, teacher, girlfriend, whoever. You or someone you know can prolong a life while waiting on ambulatory assistance to arrive. Why is this important? Because you're keeping their blood flow going. CPR is a life-saving skill that consists of chest compressions. That's a skill you have to go and learn. You don't really know when you could end up in an emergency. Each year, less than 3% of the US population receives CPR training. 70% of Americans feel helpless to act in the event of a cardiac emergency because they either do not know how to effectively administer CPR or their training has lapsed. Like I said, anyone can learn this skill, even a child. It's essential to rescuing or saving a life. It is good to wait with someone who may need a medic. Just knowing that skill can make you more confident to approach someone and just wait with them and do the best you can while you call 911. You might be going to a water park, you might be going out with friends, You might need a babysitter, and you might require that babysitter to learn CPR so they can perform that on your child in the case of an emergency. If you're at that water park and you see someone is near drowning, you can help them and begin performing CPR. Like I said, when performing CPR, make sure you do it successfully. That's why a class is very important. I have this book right here. It's a BLS life support book. It's been a really great tool. It talks about the signs of a heart attack, which is pain or discomfort in the chest, lightheadedness, nausea, vomiting, jaw, neck, or back pain, discomfort or pain in the arm or the shoulder, and shortness of breath. These are all things that you might have experienced yourself. You may have seen a parent go through this, but just think about how useful you could be in your life or someone else if you learn CPR. It's a great skill to have on your resume, and a lot of jobs require CPR, so it can increase your chances of getting an interview, and it can increase your chances of saving someone's life. It's always good to be prepared, and having that skill can make you very competent. Although we have professionals and doctors, we don't always know when something can happen, whether that be at home, a restaurant, or a school. This skill can be a blessing or a confident assurance. Learning something like this can ease your mind, just like I said before. Not only that, but it can equip you. Thank you for considering CPR. Be careful when performing CPR, as it can be a risk on the receiver and on yourself. This book is very important, and it can teach you a lot of things, but the most important thing to do is go learn hands-on. When I learned, it was about a half a day. There was a video, the book, and then hands-on training. Even infants can be in a situation where they need CPR. So it's very helpful to have if you become a parent, a babysitter, or if you do that in your line of work, like at a dental office or a doctor's office. Because like I said, 400,000 people in the US suffer and only 10% survive. And every year, less than 3% of people are learning this skill. Just think, if the amount of people that learn this skill increased, how many more lives could be saved? I hope that this gave you some knowledge and some discernment about CPR and the reasons we would need to perform that and the reasons someone else would need to receive that. And you don't have to know the person to save their life. Just think of how thankful someone would be if you touched hands with them and saved their life. Thank you.